It's this is like the frustrating part. Everyone's there. Is everyone nasty? What do you
Yeah. Any correct something, bro? You sound good, yeah, like that.
Hola, Melanie. Stuff. That's the advantage of first period. First person in, I'm like, put the numbers down. I have free choice, free will. I can put them anywhere. Yeah. So that's why one is in the center of the room and two is not, and whatever. Okay, so schedule-wise, your test on chapter 5 is Thursday. Today, I'd like to go over anything. Yay for student aides, making the homework flip charts for me. I'd like you guys to try this as a warm-up, just to remind you of like some integration stuff. Tomorrow we're gonna do AP questions. Yes, Brooke.
Maybe this is not the Q. Is the test on Thursday 2-day test?
Is it a what?
Is it the 2-day test yet? Or is it-
It is written as, I don't wanna do a 2-day test. It took me forever to grade chapter 4.
Okay. So it's just gonna be a 1-day test for chapter 5?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it gonna have a calculator and non-calculator section, or will it be all?
That is, a logistical nightmare. Like, I don't want you guys spending too much time, like, trading things out, so probably not.
All non.
Can I make it bigger? Questionably.
Could we like do like a 10-degree
Do you want me to
turn
like
this way?
move this by more?
There we go. That's good.
Is that bigger enough, Nadia? I have too much more off the screen.
Is this the third or the second?
Can you see, Will? So one person says the answers are It's one person's set of answers. Logan agrees. Max agrees.
Not for, he looks wrong.
Okay, well, let's check. So you're not given the equation, you don't have a graph, you can't actually find the area, you need to go with the 3 givens up here. So you know the interval of f of x from 1 to 2, f of x from 1 to 5, and g of x from 1 to 5. So how did he know how to integrate from 2 to 2? So area under a dot, 0. It has no width, it's nothing but length, not that that makes sense, but, so it's 0 area. This one, flipping the bounds changes the sign, so -8, I agree. This 3 we could take out front, so the integral from 1 to 2 is -4, 3 times that is -12, so I agree so far. How did you do this?
See, I subtracted it, 6 minus -4.
Okay, right. The integral from 1 to 5, and
Minus the integral of 2 to 1.
minus the integral from 2 to 1, so flipping the bounds changes the sign. So 1 to 5 was 6, minus 2 to 1 is the opposite sign of this, so positive 4, sorry. Subtracting, actually adding that. Doing it all wrong, sorry. What you said? You said subtract
Yeah.
this. Yeah. And the way I do it, which was why I was messing up, was I traded this. I flipped the bounds and changed that to an add, so it became 6 plus 4. Whichever way, it's still 10. Actually, if I can. And then area of f of x minus the area of g of x. Oops, f of x from 1 to 5. So 6 minus 8, negative 2. And then just arithmetic on the last one, okay? Reminders of before, like, food coma and family invasions. How many of you had double digits of family members in town? None of you? Count your blessings. Okay, I don't think there was a lot of questions on this page. I'm not even sure I assigned it because it was probably substituted with Delta Math. We did this one, but to talk about it again real quick, whose derivative is 1 over 1 plus x squared? Arctan, inverse tan inverse, however you want to say it. Yeah. We will do this one a lot because AP is obsessed and they will try to hide it. Pi over 4 minus negative pi over 4. Please know to do the restricted things. Give the angle that the calculator would give you. All right. The wording here. Find the total shaded area. Mathematically, what is that asking for? Looking at if I ask for the total shaded area, mathematically, what am I supposed to do? Yeah?
Find the integral from 4 to 0, or 0 to 4.
Integral. I don't know. If the area of that bubble is 4 and this little curvy triangle is 1, what is the integral? 3. Because the stuff below is negative, the stuff above is positive, so it would be 4 minus 1, which gives you 3. Is that telling me the total area? These guys are saying no. What would the total area be if these were the actual numbers? 5. So total area is, if you were painting the space, how much space did you have to paint? Even though this is below the x-axis, it's still space I had to paint. So how do I have to change this to find the total area? Yeah.
You could make it from 0 to 3 plus and go from 4 to 3.
Okay. Yeah. AP will often ask you on things that are irritating like this. They'll say set up but do not solve. Like, we don't want you getting lost in fractions and arithmetic. Just show me that you know how to find this. So 0 to 3. And 3 to 4. Are they added?
If you want.
Lucia, why are you saying no?
Because you, like, you either make it 4 to 3 so that it counts it as a negative, or just.
Okay, so either we're subtracting this negative area, or we're adding the flip of it. So you guys see? Then there's, if you have a calculator, you can do that. 'Cause that says any negative y value, flip it up. Here's one that does not work, and I always see it every year. Okay, now what's wrong with that one?
You solve what's on the inside, or you just get
Okay, so you're doing the absolute value too late. You're already getting the displacement and saying, oh, he went this far away from home. Okay, so without a calculator, can you guys try that? With your group, your plans. Okay, you know what? Good point. This one we get ugly numbers and fractions, and I'm telling you where it changes. So, instead of that one, do 23. I'm not giving you a graph, I'm not telling you if it goes negative, and if it does, where it goes. Try that.
I'll just see what the, whereas y is 0.
Try it, well.
We just saw her
Y 0.
Or, I mean, you just said it equals 0 here.
Zero x 2, so.
Either x equals 0
And then up to, or x equals 2, let's say, 2.5. Go next to that. Yes, it's going to be, just go make that.
You have your positives and negatives. Oh, no.
The eroded value of
Backwards.
we plug in 3,
Zero to
get
two and
0
2 to 3.
minus 4/3. Actually, that's just 4/3, because 4/3 plus 4/3, which is 8/3.
This is 3 minus. It's 4.
Ryan, what sign goes between these two as I have them written?
Subtraction. Zero minus 1.
0, so I get 2 times 4 minus 8/3. Um, 8/3. Okay, so, and if I just integrate, you will definitely see this on the test on Thursday. You need to know the difference between just integrating versus total area. Let's see. In context, Sebastian, is integration total distance or displacement, or are they the same thing? Displacement, yes. So it's how far away from the beginning that you, at the end of things, how far away you are from where you started. And am I ever gonna get total area as something negative? No, because total area is like, how much stuff did you need to paint? How far did you go? You might have gone 20 miles an hour or 20 miles backwards, but you still went 20 miles. It should always be positive. Cool? Okay. How are you guys doing with just kind of integrating the power, raise the power divided by the new power?
It's true. That's true.
I don't want you to do it, but I want you to give me a method. How would we find the shaded stuff on number 17? Like, talk to your partner and you come up with a plan. What would you do?
You just shift it up, right? Like, you X squared. It doesn't matter. You just do X squared.
And then I think a positive part, the integral of 2.
X equals 3 and add 3. So 1 times 3.
Yeah, but you just shift everything up at once.
That works. So integral would be like that to
1 over 3.
square root of 1 and 1 to 2. Yeah.
Okay, the way they've drawn this, they definitely are trying to make you find areas of 3 different things, but I heard at least 3 different groups say a much smarter way to go. Logan, what did you say?
Change the equation by subtracting 4, or subtracting 4 at the x squared minus 4 instead.
Okay. I'm not sure I follow, like, I know what you mean, but, with-
You shift it up 1.
so,
We're trying to total area.
effectively the same thing, but, so Charian says, how about we move the whole thing up 1, instead of integrating x squared minus 1, we're just gonna integrate x squared, or from 0 still to 2, this height goes to 4 now, okay. But integrating Charian, we find this area, what do I need to do with it?
Then you do 8 minus that.
And how'd you get 8?
There's the rectangle.
Area of the rectangle minus the integral from 0 to 2 of x squared. But the way they have it drawn, they are definitely trying to mislead you and be like, oh, find this little rectangle, find this little area under the curve down here, but it's negative, so you need to know how to make it positive, and then find that area under the curve and subtract it from the rectangle too. So there are different ways to do it. Look. What?
Never mind.
Okay, good talk. Number 9. Easy, look. Yeah.
Mathematics. Oh, this has to be 2 minus 3. Pi over 3.
whose derivative is secant squared?
Tan.
Tan or arctan? Tan. Okay. Unit circle, tangent of pi over 3?
Root 3.
Across from pi over 3 is root 3. So tangent is root 3 over 1 times that 2. Minus, tangent is 0. When is tangent 0?
Pi over 4.
Sorry, tangent of 0 is 0. So it's just that. Okay?
No, it's like that. No.
Brooke, which one? 26 or 25 or 27? Which one should we do? I know, it's like death by poison or death by
Let's do
hanging.
it
I don't
without
know.
coach.
27.
27? Okay.
Okay.
Hi, 27.
That's how you know. That's a fair.
Why are you?
Wait, I think I did this for this one.
What is it?
It's
What is it? I agree, it's just like, I don't have to write it down. It's like, a lot of things.
X plus sin x.
Actually, I do.
Pi plus sin pi. Pi minus pi.
What is you have a funny look. What's that?
I'm just thinking about it. Don't ask me.
What was your reason? The area is 2 pi, it's like half. Okay, so, some people are doing this the much more difficult way, and they're like, okay, the area is the top curve minus the bottom curve, integrated from 0 to pi. Oh my goodness. Someone in first period said, well, it's 0 to pi integrated 1 plus cosine x, because it's symmetrical, the top and the bottom are the same, which then made someone else say, well, since it's symmetrical, it's a rectangle that's 2 by pi cut in half. So it's just pi. They didn't do any integration. No. They all give you pi. Some are just easier than others. Easy as pi. Get it? Alright, using your calculator, can you guys find these two? And make sure that you still know how to do it. Check to make sure you're in degrees or radians. Which one? Radians, thank you.
Wait, Ms. Pascal.
Uh-huh.
This might be silly, but when you're reading like an integral, if it's like from 0 to pi, that means you're looking like, if you're looking at a graph, it would be from 0 to pi, so it would be like positive, right?
Dx.
Okay, okay, so then if it would be pi to 0 would be negative, so it would be going, okay,
Dx would
okay,
be negative.
okay.
But if I integrate that,
Like 3.8.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
3.8.
it would still be negative, because it's under,
because the f of x was
3.802
negative, but the
Tyrion.
dx was positive,
okay.
like,
Yes.
that's the way.
And you have to like understand where it is and then which direction.
Yeah, so, I was just concerned, like, you're like, oh, because this.
No, yeah.
But putting the two together is dx, am I moving forward or backwards, and is the y value function above or below?
And then from pi to 0 for that one, it would be positive, because the two negatives would cancel. Okay.
Which, we could have.
So it's one half.
Yeah. Okay, I think I get it.
No, it's 1/2.
Yeah,
minus
yeah, exactly, that's what I'm saying.
your cosine.
I think I would just say 1 and then.
See, this is mahogany.
You say mahogany.
How are you supposed to do that? Oh, it's just, it's cosines of the
For
negative.
29, just typing it in,
It's a plus one.
you get 3.8019. You can just cut it off, or you can correctly round it like Ashley did. You may not say 3.8. Not so for you. Like, do all that work and you not get the point. Irritating.
You're not even do this side.
Liliana, how do I better set this up?
Well, I graphed it just like that, just what it looks like.
Okay,
Looks kind of weird.
well, what's the answer to the average value?
It's, oh yeah.
It's this, and I killed the calculator, so mine's not up.
You're outside.
Yes, okay. What's the, so I showed first period this, and 1.8, what's,
It's like 1.828, divided.
Oh, that's
yeah.
mahogany.
So I left it like this and said I did it wrong. This is not the correct answer, and half the class was, well, that's a bummer, because that's the number I got. What was not finished here?
Yeah.
I did just the integral, so dividing by 2, we get 0.9.
0.914.
0.914. Okay, so on a free response question, lots of you do the setup right, so you get a point for the setup, and then enter calculator, and you give me the answer to this.
How do you integrate these things?
How do you integrate that? With a calculator. There are some things that with what you learn in here, you can't integrate that, Emily.
I think Emma could do it.
Bring it on home slice.
Crazy shit.
Okay,
Okay.
there's 2 of these I wanna do. 35 is a little longer. Can you guys do 49?
Oh, man. Memorize the thing we got. Oh, right, oh, wait. Which is, it's just 10 over 1 plus. You gotta take the derivative and then you do the squat. Oh, next, read the next one. 10 over 1 plus x. Y of y is where x is zero. So find x of 0. X of 0 is 0.
Is it 10 ln 1 plus t?
Oh, wait. 2. So y minus 2. 10 over 1 plus
Zach, what did you ask?
x.
Like when you integrate that. Like the function.
Okay, find the linearization, it's just find the line, so I need a point and a slope. So Will, how do I plug in, what is f of 0?
It's y intercept.
Like, given this equation, how do I find the value?
Oh, F0 would be 2.
Oh, yeah, it is.
That's 0.
Like, I have no idea how to evaluate that, but, gee, it was 0 to 0, so, yes, it's 2. All right, Jacob, how do I find the slope?
You have
to evaluate the stuff on the inside, so then you plug in x for t.
Okay.
So you, yeah.
So the derivative of 2 is 0,
Zero.
and then you said, so you're way ahead.
Yeah.
You said the derivative of the integral, which is the whole point of fundamental theorem of calculus. You said put everything in, but it's now an x instead of a t.
Yeah, then plug in 0 for x.
Okay. And then we did chain rule times the derivative of x's, which is just 1, then minus 10 over 1 plus 0 times the derivative of 0, which is just 0. So there's the equation of slopes. Haley, what is the value of the slope at 0? 10. So the coordinate was this. So then, Nadia, what is the equation of the line, the linearization? Okay, 35.
That's the one problem.
This is not a problem.
And then grading some of the tests. Some of you need some pretty cal refreshers on stuff.
It's okay, I didn't get on that 3-point down from that. We're good. Exit.
Yeah, look, we wanted to.
Hayden, since you're already starting the homework, how do we do this problem that's up here?
You might need to rotate the screen like a little bit. Which one, 35, 36? What do you want me to do?
No, like hidden work, sorry.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah.
Moderate.
Uh-huh, I agree.
I would just plug in the numbers you have for A and B.
Okay, that would be the long way.
Okay. And what's the short way?
You gotta just plug it in.
Well, K is
Maybe just one.
minus this. But that is this. So I could just integrate from A to B the function, which is still not trivial. There's still some arithmetic to go and do all that fun stuff. But that would be faster.
I don't know. What do I want to do this? Oh, we'll subtract them. Add in just like this. So it's really just D to A.
K equal to 1.
This is 2. D is 2.
So Haley, in the end, this is what I need to figure out. How do I integrate x squared? Yep. Brooke, how do I integrate 3x?
Why would you negative one?
3x, that would be, it would be x squared and then would be over, yeah, and then it would be 2.
Jacob, how do I integrate 1? It's just x. Do I need a plus c? Nah, why not? It's gonna cancel out. And someone said, why is it 2 to negative 1? Because when I move this to the other side and flip things around, I got minus a to x of stuff. Then I flipped this, and it was x to a. A was on the top, and a is negative 1.
Gee, what do you do?
So plug in things carefully.
I think I've done this wrong.
Okay, so tonight's homework on Delta Math.